The following is a presentation of LSPN, your home for Lenawee sports.
LSPN and the Michigan High School Athletic Association welcome you to Kalamazoo, Michigan at this Class D tournament quarterfinal matchup, where tonight, Lenawee's own the Morenci Bulldogs have made it to Michigan's Elite Eight for the first time since 1954 as they look to advance to the Final Four. All that's standing in their way are the Tri-Unity Christian Defenders from Wyoming, Michigan. Good evening, friends. I'm Dan Emson alongside Onstead's own Brian Freiberger. Brian, I know this isn't the uniform you plan on wearing tonight, but we're really happy to have you.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. It's going to be fun.
Well, and tonight is going to be a lot of fun for the Morenci Bulldogs because they are in the quarterfinals for the first time since their parents were born, just about, for a lot of these kids. And with Morenci, the style that they play and how they're going about it, what do you think is going to be the key for them tonight?
The key for Morenci tonight is to turn over Tri-Unity and get them into a faster paced game, and they should come out on top.
And Tri-Unity is a team that has had a little bit of trouble from what we heard from Lenawee Christian when they played them with that full court pressure. And we've also been talking to both coaches, and it seems like the point guard matchup is going to be a big deal tonight.
Yeah, Austin Sandusky and Willie O'Toole. It's going to be a great match to be watching. Fun to see it. Now we kick it to our third member of the team, Wallen.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Bulldogs head coach, Coach Bauer. Coach, I know they have a big man on the other side.
Right.
What's your game plan to try to counteract that?
Torrin Marilette, Sean Feltz, Torrin to start with is going to meet him as he comes down the floor. He's going to resist him trying to get down to the low block where he'd like to be and make him work. And sometimes big boys, if they don't like to battle for it, they'll just voluntarily step off a little bit. That's what we're hoping. If he does get that ball down deep in the corner, we're going to have to bring somebody from the weak side and double and get some rotations out of it.
Defensively, I know you like to come out and set some pressure. What is that? What you're kind of planning for today?
Yeah, that's just us. I mean, we're a balanced, speedy team, and all year long that's been the thing that we do is after makes we press, after dead balls we press, and we like to speed the game up and try to get teams to play a little faster than normal. And what we found is even if we don't reap a lot of benefit from it right away, late third quarter, fourth quarter, we see teams that maybe aren't as deep as us get a little leery in the legs and start to make some decisions that they normally wouldn't.
Absolutely. Okay, good luck tonight, Coach.
All right.
And see you later. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Wallen. We appreciate that. And we will be back in just a couple minutes with the rest of our countdown to tip-off. You're watching Michigan's high school basketball tournament on LSPN, your home for Lenawee sports.
As the voice of Michigan's student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played. We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes can thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers, helping student athletes develop
while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
All right, welcome back to our countdown to tip-off. Now, the other side of the coin here, the Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian Defenders, and that's a mouthful to say out there, Brian. But this team, 14-10 with their record, but that record is kind of deceptive.
Yeah, they started out the year 4-9, and then they went on a 10-game winning streak. They've won 10 out of the last 11, and they're in a hot start right now.
And they're in an inconvenient spot over on the west side of the state. There's a whole lot of big schools that they end up getting matched up against, so they play some A and B schools, whereas Morenci has to drive further to get to those schools. But one of the big focuses for Tri-Unity Christian is their big man in the middle.
Yeah, they have a big 6'8" big man, and he's not their only weapon, as Willie O'Toole is going to be a good matchup at the point spot.
And again, we'll see that matchup as we go throughout the whole night, so we'll see what Wallen can tell us about the Tri-Unity Christian coach. What do we got, Wallen?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Defenders head coach, Coach Keeler. I know you're going to come out here and you're going to have a great game. What's your game plan coming into this game? you know, we've only seen each other probably once on film, so, you know, part of it is just the first few minutes we just need to readjust whatever our thinking is, because we probably got some things wrong. So that's what we're going to come out and try to play just good defense and then go from there.
I know you in the start of the season you came out with a 3-9 start, and then you turned it around late in the middle of the season to win 10 out of your 11 games. What was kind of the spark that changed the momentum?
I think they got tired of losing. So you know, the biggest thing is that we started with 2 sophomores and a freshman on varsity. We're a very small school, and just a lot of learning going on, and that's and it started coming together as the kids started buying into things, and so it's fun to see them play the way they're playing right now.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck tonight.
All right, thank you very much.
Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Juan. We appreciate that. Now I'm going to do something, since this is our quarterfinal game, and I've got a basketball expert next to me that I haven't got a chance to do yet this year. Brian, I'm putting you on the spot. Who's going to win tonight and why?
Morenci's going to win this basketball game, and because of 2 key players, Austin Sandusky and Alex Thomas, they're going to light it up. It's going to be fun to watch, but it's going to be a close one.
Okay, the entire county is now holding you responsible. By the way,
all right. That's
so
fine.
We'll be right back with the national anthem, with our starting lineups, and with the tip-off. You're watching Michigan's high school basketball tournament on LSPN, your home for Lenawee sports.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
The broadcast of today's game is a copyrighted presentation of the Michigan High School Athletic Association and LSPN. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the MHSAA and LSPN.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now let's meet the starting lineups for today's game between the Bulldogs of Morenci and the defenders of Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian. Starters include for the Bulldogs, number 00, Alex Thomas. For the defenders, number 4, Aaron Christensen. For the Bulldogs, number 3, Torin Merlot. For the defenders, number 5, Braden Sherrod. For the Bulldogs, number 12, Austin Sandusky. For the defenders, number 11, Javi Cuevas. For the Bulldogs, number 22, Tucker Stover. For the Defenders, number 21, William Atul. For the Bulldogs, number 24, Bobby Black. And for the Defenders, number 34, Chris Ozentowski. The head coach of the Bulldogs is Jim Bauer. The head coach of the Defenders is Mark Keeler. Your officials for today's game are John Creek, David Saunders, and James Bohr. Today's winner will advance to the 6 p.m. game Thursday versus the winner of Waterford Our Lady and Genesee Christian at Michigan State University's Breslin Center.
All right, well, thank you very much for joining us tonight, and we want to thank the PA announcer for Loy Norix and also the young lady from Loy Norix that just absolutely crushed the national anthem.
Absolutely crushed it.
If this game is half as good as the national anthem, I think we're going to be in good shape tonight.
Excited about it.
Morenci and the Defenders of Tri-Unity Christian going to be taking the jump, and it's Alex Thomas will be going up against the 6'8"
That's a big size difference right there.
Ozentowski, and he won that tip. O'Toole will take the ball to begin the game with Sandusky on him. That's the matchup we want to watch tonight. Defenders trying to get the ball down low. Ozentowski misses the bunny.
The big man's got to finish on that one. He's got to take over today if Tri-Unity wants to have a chance in this ball game.
Especially if they can get the ball in that easily. So Thomas with the ball now gives it off, and Morenci gets it to Sandusky, their playmaker. Thomas just outside the three-point line looking for somewhere to go with it. Morenci probing that defense. The defenders all up very high. There's not a whole lot on the baseline at the moment. Marilat gives it over. Black. Three-pointer on the way, in and out. Just missed it there, Stover. Rebound coming back the other way, O'Toole.
Morenci's got to run in some offense on their next possession.
You don't want to settle down for those three-point shots if you can help it. O'Toole working with Sandusky. And he just pulls up a three and knocks it down in his face. Willie O'Toole. That might happen a few times tonight.
That point guard matchup's going to be fun to watch with O'Toole and Sandusky, two of the state's elite.
And Morenci now trying to set up their own offense. Thomas taking it up top, trying to go around a screen from Marilat. Bounce pass inside the foul. Looks like it'll be on the defenders, Braden Sherrod. That'll be his first. And obviously not a shooting foul, so Morenci will just take the ball out of the baseline.
Sherrod, his first, team first.
Looks like he got confused on that screen.
Yeah.
Thomas in the corner, three on the way, off the rim. Morenci just a little bit off to start off the game tonight. Sherrod comes down with a rebound, trying to dribble through that full court pressure. And that one gets knocked out of bounds.
Good hustle by number 3.
Looks like it'll still be Morenci ball. Or excuse me, defender's ball. Oh, we're going back the other way. Oh, which way are we going?
A little confusion here on the court.
Hey, the refs are just getting started too.
Yeah.
Defenders, Cuevas will inbound the ball. And he gets it to Ozentowski.
Nice
underneath.
dish.
Beautiful little bunny there by Aaron Christensen. Sandusky brings the ball up for the Bulldogs. Still looking for the first points tonight. Sandusky in the corner for three, off the mark again. All 3 threes so far have not happened for the Bulldogs. That foul underneath will be, it looks like, against Christensen, so that's a good sign there. It could have been against Morenci. Oh, it is against Morenci.
And Morenci's coming out quick with the full court press, as the coach was talking about before the game.
And that's something they're going to try to do to try to force some turnovers, especially with the way this game started off for Tri-Unity.
That's exactly what you got to do if you're a three-point shooting team like Morenci is. You got to get up and down the court and get a lot of shots.
And right there is exactly what they wanted. Austin Sandusky, he let O'Toole go all the way down the court, but he managed to poke it away from underneath. Marilat, too strong down low. Marilat tries to take a charge.
Right there.
Not happening. Defenders all the way back. Blocked shot underneath. Bobby Black got a piece of Sherrod's shot, and Morenci will try to slow things down and reset as we're a couple minutes in, and we've yet to have a point for the Bulldogs. Morenci loses the ball underneath, loses it back the other way. Marilat trying to drive the lane, and it'll be a foul.
That's important to see that big man getting the first foul. He's got to stay in this game if Tri-Unity wants to win this.
And that's an early one, kind of a little bit ticky-tack. It looked like Marilat was going down, but hey, I'm pretty sure Morenci will take it right about now.
You saw Morenci after having 3 quick three-point shots, they went right to the press.
And Thomas all the way across the floor to Marilat. He's underneath and pinned in, trying to get the ball to anybody. Black bounces off of him, and they're going to say it's off of a Tri-Unity player. So Morenci will keep it here. And it just seems like Morenci's kind of lost on offense right now.
Yeah, they aren't running any offense. They're just shooting threes. They gotta have some dribble penetration. And it looks like there was just a shove, a little talking going down there.
Well, you hear the Morenci fans behind us. They are into it right now, trying to help out their team. Sandusky gives it back to Thomas. Thomas has got Sherrod on him, looking to try to take him off the dribble. Drives into the lane. He can elevate and
Thomas
gets a pair.
is big. Thomas is the key player in this game. He has to get going.
And I don't think that Ostentowski thought Thomas could get up that high, but Thomas got above Ostentowski's hands. Defenders with the ball. Otule carrying the ball. He was kind of doing that NBA sort of step dribble thing going on there, and they'll call that in high school.
Yeah, they did. That doesn't work in high school. Otule is from Sudan.
And a great story from what their coach was saying. We just figured out how to pronounce his name, and so did his coach tonight. So we got that last name down now. Morenci down 5-2. Thomas on the wing.
He's forcing him left. He's forcing him right. Thomas should just take him right off the dribble.
Morenci with the ball again. Sandusky from the corner knocks down the three.
Sandusky with the three.
You cannot leave him open, and I think that might be what Tri-Unity wants to talk about.
Sandusky's the sharp shooter on the team. He has 43 threes on the year.
And when you shoot the three that well, I mean, you gotta account for those players everywhere. Sandusky's not tall, but if you give him that much space, he's gonna make the shot. Defenders with the ball. He carried it off his hip, and that's another turnover.
That's Tri-Unity's third turnover to start this game.
And Cuevas couldn't hang on to it there. And Morenci's making Tri-Unity think, and that's created a few mistakes so far for the defenders. Inbounds right in front of us as Tucker Stover is going to get them started. Alex Thomas with the ball again on the wing. He's still got Sherrod on him. Thomas waiting for some movement. Marilat calling for the ball up top, setting the screen. Thomas loses his footing, and that's about it. Sherrod trying to throw it up to Ostentowski. It's just Sandusky on him, so there's not much he can do. He's a foot shorter than him. That's two more for the big man. And we got a timeout for Morenci, as I think Coach wants to tell his guys to settle down a little bit. And we'll see if they're going to stay there on offense or if they're going to try to set something up. So what's your opinion so far?
Morenci, it's a close battle so far. Tri-Unity up 7-5. Morenci has to keep on putting the pressure and keep on putting up those shots and getting to the rack.
All right, well, let's see if we can hear what the coaches are saying in the huddles right now. Really happy to see the Morenci faithful out here. The student section standing. They got them on opposite corners. They want to make sure the students can't get too close to each other on both sides. And it's fun because Morenci all in black pretty much, and the defenders crowd all in white. So it'll be a fun contrast.
Well, the defenders came out tonight too. They have 75 kids roughly in their school.
And
it's a small community.
Marilat underneath. Beautiful little move to get that bucket. Did a nice job of keeping his body balanced. Full court press again for the defenders, and Thomas gets burned a little bit. And there's the turnover they were looking for. Thomas was coming down. Sherrod got a little out of control, and Ostentowski couldn't hang on to the ball. What is that, 4 now?
What?
4 turnovers now, Brian?
4 turnovers now.
And we see a little bit of the youth movement.
When it comes to
the defenders coming in. Freshman Jared Blaukamp coming in, along with Colin Rosal, sophomore. There's a bunch of young players in this defenders team, and if you look at them out there, Brian, they look young.
They look young, but they're playing in a big game right now, so they better grow up real quickly.
It'll be fun to watch with Morenci, 8 seniors on their team. Tri-Unity only has 3, and they have 4 more players. Sandusky pulls up the 3, in and out. Almost had it. Defenders rebound. Otule is going to bring the ball back up the floor for the defenders. Don't have to worry about the press off the miss. Otule just across the half-court line, and Sandusky on him. He rolls around the defense, and he pauses again. Another turnover. Otule, that's got to be his 3rd today. And Morenci doing exactly what their coach Bauer wanted to do to start things off. They're creating the turnovers. The only thing, Brian, it's still a tie game.
Yeah, I mean, Morenci's got to take better shots. They're having a poor selection right now. Get to the rim more. They can take Sandusky and Thomas take this team on the dribble. And watch out for number 10 as he's a shooter.
Hunter Borton into the game for the Bulldogs, and he moves a lot faster than you might think. We'll see what happens. Sandusky in the corner. trying to probe that offense. Up top, Thomas thought about the three, steps back. He's going to take it in and out again. And so many of these shots from Morenci tonight have been so close to going in. O'Toole back up the other way for the defenders. And he will set up the offense. Sandusky on him, looking for that steal. O'Toole has that high dribble, drives into the lane and doesn't get it. Thomas getting the board again for the Bulldogs, and Sandusky will bring it back the other way. Borton thinking about shooting. Instead, he goes down underneath the Marilat. That ball will be knocked out of bounds by Braden Sherrod. About to come into the game for Morenci, Bladen Mellon. He'll be in for Tucker Stover. This is not a deep Morenci team when you look at how many players they've got, but everybody contributes.
Yep, they're about 7-8 deep, and that's about how far they'll go, but they have quality talent, quality players.
And Sean Feltz coming in now as well for the Bulldogs. That pretty much covers it. I think just about everybody on the team has seen a little bit of action for the Bulldogs so far tonight.
That's good, getting the experience.
And Stover will get the, Feltz will get the ball up top, looking for somewhere to go with it. Sandusky on the left wing, back out to Borton. Borton driving in the lane. Sandusky outside for three, short, gets his own rebound. Kicks it back out. Borton from way outside, just off again, a little too strong even. So Morenci shooting threes, but not shooting them well so far.
No, sir.
Defender, ball back down the other way. The freshman firing up the three and just missed it. Blaukamp couldn't connect. Morenci driving down the other way, kicks it out to Thomas. Thomas for three, in and down.
Nails it.
That's the three ball they want from Austin Thomas. Take those open shots. O'Toole with Sandusky on him, almost runs into the pick that Christensen set.
And Alex Thomas has 5 out of the first 10 points to start the ball game.
Good to see contributions from him in there. I like to see him in class every day. Right. Morenci playing some stiff defense, keeping the defenders outside. Everybody on the defenders kind of has that high dribble. They give the three ball, and that's why the freshman plays at the varsity level. Jared Blaukamp averaging 47% on threes this season.
The freshman taking a big shot in a big game.
You don't want him down low. Thomas answers
Another
back.
three, he's on fire.
I know our director's gonna get mad at me for this, but we're starting up a three-party right now.
They're gonna want to get a hand up on that guy, because hand down equals man down.
And O'Toole a little out of control. He's trying a little too hard to make things happen. He whips that pass across court, and it caught nothing but air. Morenci getting the ball back, up 3 points. And Morenci, aside from the missed shots and their inability to get the ball down low, they pretty much control the action.
Yeah, they're controlling it right now at the second half of the first quarter.
We're under a minute to play.
Taking a better shot or just getting
40
hotter
seconds. Yep. Borton's there with the ball. He gets it up top. Sandusky on the wing, underneath, and an easy 2 points for Bladen Mellon rather. Tri-Unity Christian probably going to hold the ball for the last shots. Chavez gets across the line. Cuevas gets across the line. Bounce pass to Blaukamp, kicks it back out to Sherrod, and they're going to set up for the last play. 16 seconds left. Almost another turnover for the defenders, but Rosendahl able to get on the ball. They're setting up for the last shot here. And it'll be Cuevas trying to drive, kicks it over, underneath, baseline, runner, got it to go. And that's 2 for Rosendahl to end the first period.
That was a big shot to end the quarter.
Thoughts on the first quarter so far, Brian?
Thoughts on the first quarter for Tri-Unity is they aren't running much offense, and the big man, Chris Ostentowski, has to get it going.
He hasn't been that effective so far. We'll see what the second quarter brings, and we'll be right back in just a little bit with your Michigan High School Basketball Tournament on LSPN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Huntington. Every proper bear knows that the right fit means everything. Especially when it comes to car seats.
Oh, really? I just did what any bear would do.
So know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size.
I like it.
To learn more, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, where's that bear?
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary. Only you can prevent wildfires.
And welcome back to the start of the second quarter, 15-12 in favor of your Morenci Bulldogs. And Austin Sandusky will start things off as Morenci is going to try to get a little more cohesion on offense. Morenci trying to drive in, kicks back out to Marilat. He doesn't usually play that far out. Gets the ball back over to Thomas. Tucker Stover looking for somewhere to go with the ball. Tried to do a pick and roll, but the roll didn't work out so well. Stover being guarded heavy, almost a 5-second call, but he gets it over to Sandusky. Sandusky kicks it over. Thomas thinking about it. Passes it over to Marilat. Faking the three was Bobby Black, and he'll go underneath where it's knocked away by Cuevas.
That was a good defensive stand by Tri-Unity.
They hardly let him get into the paint.
Yeah.
O'Toole bringing the ball back up.
Morenci looked like they were getting in their offense, and Tri just came down here. Down the middle.
Right, that was like a fullback going through the lane there as Cuevas was hoping for contact and getting a foul. And the refs are saying no to that, and the coach is saying no to him doing that again. Sandusky in the wing. O'Toole's on him. Black way outside of the three-point line, looking to see what he can do, and poked away. Nice strip by Christensen, and the defenders will run. O'Toole, he's got speed in the lane. Great control, knocks it out of bounds, though.
And Christensen said, let me put my hand in your cookie jar and take that ball away from you.
Exactly. Well, I tell you what, with Morenci, though, they've done a good job of bending but not breaking on defense. It seems like Tri-Unity will get in, and then they can't finish right now.
Same for Morenci, except Morenci just taking outside shots. They need to work on getting in the taking
and just both sides, we're not quite seeing it just yet. Morenci, Thomas with the ball in the wing, looking for somewhere to go with it. Marilat posting inside. Thomas will drive in, kicks it to Marilat. Jumper down. Two more for Torin Marilat. O'Toole, Sandusky. Sandusky getting picked by Christensen, and they do the switch. Stover trying to keep up with him, can't really do that. Another carry kind of looked like Osetoski outside, off the rim.
Ooh.
Got away with a push-off. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. They saw that as Christensen tried to get a little nudge to get position for the rebound.
Obvious push, though. Obvious push and follow.
You know, usually I try to be as unbiased as possible, Brian, but tonight we're rooting for Morenci.
Yeah, we're definitely rooting for Morenci. We're in Lenawee County, last Lenawee County team left in the tournament, and they win this game, they're going to the Breslin Center. That's a big deal.
And Brian, as someone who's played in tournaments, obviously you guys won the district championship this year. What's going through your head as you're playing a game like this?
It's like, dang, I wish I could be out here tonight. It's that I definitely miss it, but regional final game, we had a great community and great fans. It was definitely an experience I'll definitely remember for the rest of my life.
How about these Morenci kids? What do you think they're thinking about right now?
Oh, I could only imagine what's going through their heads.
Well, I think Alex Thomas just thought about a three through his head. He kicks it back out, way outside, and Black does not take it. Puts it Sandusky in the corner. He's going to get called for the walk. And just enough pressure from Tri-Unity there to keep Morenci off balance and force that walk by Sandusky. As he thought about the three, perhaps just a fraction too long. Maybe should have taken it or just stayed there.
Morenci back with that full court pressure.
And I think pretty much every time we see an inbounds or a made basket, that's what we're going to get from Morenci. So O'Toole's done a decent enough job of bringing the ball up. So it's mostly been a man-to-man. They haven't been trying to trap him too much. Sandusky and Stover have been doing the switch so far. As O'Toole's up top, he's got Thomas on him this time, putting the taller player on him. Another switch there. Marilat lets O'Toole go around him. But again, they're probing the defense, but they aren't getting inside. O'Toole open three. Oh, and he sold the foul. He'll get 3 shots at the line as Tucker Stover got a little bit too close to him.
But that's what happens when you leave a man shooting as good as a shooter as Willie O'Toole is. You get fouls on him.
Well, O'Toole being a good shooter, being a quick guy, and he's from the Sudan. I'm not saying that maybe he grew up playing soccer and knows how to take a dive, but that was a great acting job for him there. Gets the first free throw, and he'll get to shoot 3. That's the foul that, as a coach, you never want to see a player foul a guy in a three-point attempt.
That's the worst foul. It's totally unnecessary, too. You saw he missed it wide right.
Have you ever fouled somebody on a three, Brian?
Yeah, definitely fouled someone on a three for it.
And was Coach happy?
No. Definitely got a earful when he come back to the bench.
O'Toole telling his team, let's go. He's trying to get them fired up a little bit. It's a little bit of a slow start for Tri-Unity where they usually like to be. They've scored up in the 80s in some of their games this season. O'Toole's third shot.
both of these teams come into when they ride to the quarterfinal, beat every single opponent by over 10 points.
And there's one that they missed right there. Zotule missed the third, so only 2 points for him. Thomas now with the ball outside the three-point line, trying to drive inside, kicks it back out, moving around the wing. And why not a shot from Tucker Stover? He drops it in for another three, making up for the foul on the three on the other side of the floor.
Tucker Stover with the sweet stroke, almost as good as Stover's chocolate.
Tell you what, the full court press, it's working at times. Stover a better shooter than he is a runner because Otule just burned him going down the lane.
But that's the thing, to break this press, you got to attack their press.
Well, and that's the interesting question there for Morenci. I'll bet Stover is going to come to the bench with his second foul. They don't want to get him another one here in the first half. So that's one question for Morenci. Because they are a shallower team when it comes to their depth, what are you going to do when you get into foul trouble? Borton playing some tight defense. Marilat now out on Ostentowski. Cuevas with the ball. Looking for somewhere to go with it inside. Thomas is not allowing that, though. Sherrod resetting the offense for the defenders. That's the thing, there's no shot clock in high school, so you can take as long as you want to try to set up a shot if you feel like it. Thomas is on him. Sandusky on Otule, and in the corner to Ostentowski. Back up top to Borland, and really the defender's just trying to find somewhere to go with the ball. And Marilat's going to get called for that one. I don't know exactly what the ref saw there, but looks like he got a little too close.
Chris Ostentowski has to get assertive in the low post. He can't just be hanging around this three-point line.
Ostentowski looks like someone who needs to eat a couple more cheeseburgers before he gets assertive in the post. He's listed at 176, which for you and me isn't so bad. For a kid who's 6'7", that's a little skinny.
Oh yeah, you gotta be
Marilat rips the ball away from him. So Morenci with another turnover they force, and we'll see what the Bulldogs can do on offense now, up 6. Into the corner, three-pointer, and Alex Thomas, his third three of the first half.
Of the night.
Timeout for the defenders because they can't seem to switch fast enough. They cannot seem to switch fast enough.
Or is he on fire?
What was that?
He's on fire tonight.
He is on fire right now. That is how loud it is here right now. I can't even hear Brian sitting right next to me. Well, hey, we'll try to fix that as we go to a break. We'll be back in about 45 seconds. You are watching the men's basketball tournament, Michigan's tournament, on LSPN, your home for Lenawee sports.
Okay, so we drowned the fire.
Yep.
Stirred it. Drowned it again. And now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
This new mom is struggling to get the skates just right. Now she's holding on for dear life.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Welcome back. 3:50 left in the second quarter. And Brian, what do the defenders have to do on defense to try to stop these open shots from Morenci?
Well, the defenders, they played most of the year man-to-man. I think their best bet right now would be going to a 2-3, 3-2 zone to stop these shooters.
And Coach Keller has said that this team will go to whatever they need to try to match up. He's also said that they're pretty content with that man-to-man throughout the course of the season. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, defenders trying to get some points on the board. They go underneath. Ostentowski trying to back him down in the lane. Hook shot off the front of the rim, but Christensen
That's what Ostentowski needs to do. He needs to get on there and force up some shots and get some and other people has to come and rebound for him.
It's kind of a two-man game on this side with Sandusky and Thomas. Thomas shooting the three. They gave him just enough space. Marilat with the rebound, 2 rebounds. The second one goes. And Torin Marilat, the garbage man, cleaning up everything that's inside.
Cleaning up the trash.
I don't think he even minds that job. It looks like he relishes some of those moves. And Marilat, that is a kid that's got some upper body strength. But upper body strength doesn't help you when you get caught in a 2-on-1.
That's what happens in the press. You got to attack it.
Ostentowski with 2. Thomas gives it to Marilat. Streaking to the hoop.
Dish.
And the foul. And Torin Marilat is fired up.
Alex Thomas with the dish.
The foul will be on Ostentowski. That's his second. That's a big second foul. Looks like they're still leaving him in, though, Brian. Would you leave in your center with 2 fouls with 2 minutes left in the second?
Well, you're in the state quarterfinal game, so anything goes. I mean, you want to save him for the second half, but if Morenci gets up by too many, you know, you're going to have to play him.
Got to be hoping that he's smart enough not to get caught with another one. And Marilat misses the free throw. 27-18, though. Been a good first half for the Morenci Bulldogs. Just over 2.5 to go as the defenders try to figure something out on offense. Otule to Cuevas. Cuevas to Christensen underneath. And Ostentowski too strong. Nice rebound by Sherrod, and that'll be an inbounds. The foul inside. Got a little bit too handsy there. Bobby Black got called for it.
Morenci, ever since the 4-minute mark of the first quarter, has been controlling this game and playing at their pace.
And they've done a great job on defense, sinking down and not allowing a whole lot of easy looks. And of course, we aren't just a 2-man team here. We've got a third one, and we'll get to Wallen here in just a minute. He's got something from that last break there. So we'll see what the defenders can do in the meantime. Ostentowski kicking it out. Cuevas. And that's a blocked 3-point shot. Ostentowski with the hoop. And Wallen Augustin with a little note on the sideline. Wallen, what do you got for us?
Thanks, guys. And that last timeout, Coach Keeler and his assistant coaches were getting on their players and telling them they need to take a page out of their own book and really emphasizing defense. They weren't getting out there. They're not pressuring the shooters. If they start doing that, maybe they can minimize the three-pointers that are being made. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Wallen. We appreciate that. And while you were talking, Torin Marilat took a high jumper, missed it, and got his own rebound. That kid is just the boss down low. Otule for 3 and in, and that's a
big shot. Big shot by Willie Otule.
They needed that one. Tri-Unity had not had a whole lot going right for them so far in this second quarter, but that makes it a 6-point ball game. Sandusky setting up the Morenci offense, giving Cuevas something to think about. Gets it over to Borton. Borton underneath. Thomas spins in the lane. And they're going to call Ostentowski for his 3rd foul, saying he got up on the body.
Now he has to go to the bench.
That could have gone either way.
It could have, but...
And there's that 3rd foul we were talking about.
Now he has to go to the bench. So they're going to be out with one of their key players for
and again,
a big
you only
stretch
get 5
in the game.
in high school.
Yeah.
Have you ever fouled out of a game, Brian?
Oh, I've fouled out of plenty of games.
I've seen you get a little fired up here and there on the sidelines. I was actually talking to one of our teachers. Apparently, you are the only person she's ever seen get 6 fouls.
Oh, yeah.
Game against Hillsdale, something about a technical, I don't know.
Yeah, it was fun.
Don't get too liven up here tonight. We'll see what happens. Defenders trying to break back the other way. Cuevas, and that one touches nobody. He just went out of bounds. Christensen couldn't get his hands on the ball, and another turnover for the defenders. Another lost possession.
Roughly 8 turnovers this half.
Roughly, because we stopped keeping track. Let's be honest. 29-23, about a minute to go here in the first half. Morenci looking to add to the lead. Mellon in the corner, and a jump ball is called as Christensen makes up for the error on the other end of the floor.
Wow, I just love when the referee with the goatee makes a call.
Oh, it's a spectacular goatee. I mean, we complimented him on it at the beginning of the game. I can't grow one of those, can you? Maybe in about 20 or 30 years, we'll see what happens. Defender ball, down 6, 1:02 on the clock. Otule setting up against the press, waiting for a screener from Christensen. He's got Marilat on him as the switch happened. And Sandusky waiting to see what they're going to do. Otule does have that kind of high dribble. Looks like he's kind of carrying it every time, but he moves his hand just fast enough to not get called. They ask Otule what to do. They say go around the screen. And he's got Borton on him. He probably thinks he can take him, but Borton's a quick kid. Gives it up. Defender ball. Carry. Rosenthal.
Defenders got to be checking their carries.
And it looks like Tri-Unity's going to try to hang on to this for a little while here. Borland with a push-off. 3 ball on the way. Gets away with the push because he didn't extend the arm.
Brandon Sherrod with a huge step back in the 3-point. That's a big shot.
Huge bucket for Tri-Unity as they try to close this game down going into halftime. 10 seconds left, Sandusky. See what he's going to do here. Gets the ball down inside, and hesitation causes trouble. Marilat with the putback.
Morenci with the momentum stealer at the end of the half after Tri-Unity hit a huge shot.
And Torin Marilat with 12 big points in the first half. Not a guy we necessarily were sure of what kind of contribution he was going to make today. Absolutely gigantic what we've seen out of him so far. for Morenci all the way around. They've gotten contributions from a couple different players. Tri-Unity, on the other hand, it seems like they're a little bit out of sorts still, but even then, they're still only down 5.
They could have backed.
And we'll go over to Wallen, who's got the head coach of the Morenci Bulldogs, Jim Bauer. Wallen?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Coach Bauer. Halftime's here. You guys look good offensively. The first quarter, the threes weren't falling. The second quarter, you got them to fall now. Wyoming had a little surge back.
Right.
What do you guys think about doing? What do you guys need to do in the second half?
The game plan is what needs to be done, and for the most part, we've been doing it. Right? There's been times that we've over dribbled. If we over dribble, they're going to get their hands on it. If we hold the ball out weak, they're going to get their hands on it. We got to catch the ball, square up, and pass without dribbling too much. All right. Every once in a while, things like we know 5 and 11 are going to go right. They're coming down the floor in the press. If we're on their right side and make them go left where they're not quite as comfortable, they don't create stuff. But every once in a while, we've been on the wrong side. They get too deep, and it's just being conscious of what we're trying to do. If we can clean up the few mental lapses on stuff like that in the second half, I feel real confident.
Thank you, Coach. All right, good luck. Back to you guys.
Coach Bauer breaking it down for us. Thank you, gentlemen. We appreciate that. And we will see what happens here in the second half. We're back with our halftime show. You're watching Michigan's high school basketball tournament on LSPN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, butt in the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do we do?
Just keep pedaling.
Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, you ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
And welcome back to our halftime show. Score at the break, 31-26 in favor of the Morenci Bulldogs. And Brian, you've obviously been in this environment. You've been in a playoff environment. What is Morenci talking about right now in their halftime to try to make sure they win this game in the second half?
I'm sure the coach mentioned something about just enjoying the moment, enjoying being out here, and it's all about having fun, but you want to get to the next round.
And again, we heard a little bit about what Coach Brewer was talking about there, but Morenci, it seems like Austin Sandusky hasn't gotten going yet. What do you think he needs to do to try to get his game on track and score some more points?
He needs to cut to the basket more. He's a great three-point shooter. He's the best one on their team, but he's only got 3 points, and he's probably shooting about four three-pointers, so need to get to the rim and look to dish.
And sometimes players, they're just not hitting it for the night, so we'll see what happens there. But a big contribution from Torin Marilat. He's been down low. We thought that it was the other guy that should have been the big part, so we'll see what he can do in the second half, and we'll be right back with a little more on Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian. You're watching Michigan's high school basketball tournament on LSPN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Rosita, did you know there's a right way to sneeze? Let's show them, Elmo. Got it. When you feel like your nose needs to give it at you, this is how you act. This is what you do. Lift your arm up high, bend it toward your face. Sneeze right there in the bendy place. Achoo! You can do it with ease. Achoo! That's the right way to sneeze. Thank you.
To learn more about preventing flu, visit flu.gov.
The odds of this boy achieving his dream in fashion? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
And welcome back. Now on the flip side of things, Brian, Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian, which is coming out right behind us right now. You hear their fans going nuts for them. What do they need to do? Because they have been kind of on their heels most of that first half.
The big man, Chris Osentowski, has to get it going in the second half. He's going to be their big part. He's the biggest person on the court. He's got to take over this game for Tri-Unity to win this ball game.
Maybe let him get something down low and just get him established off the block, get a couple hook shots, get something easy down there.
Well, Morenci's double teaming them, so other players got to get involved too. They have to cut and rebound for Osentowski.
And we see Christensen, he's got a few points tonight. O'Toole seems like he's been a little frustrated out there, whipping some passes a little bit out of control and carrying the ball once or twice, and the Morenci fans think he's every time.
Yeah, Morenci's been using two to three different defenders on O'Toole, so he's just struggling getting a rhythm right now. But he's still doing a good job. So he's gonna have to hit some big shots down the stretch for them to win this game.
All right, well, we'll get the perspective now from Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian's head coach, who's with Wallen. Wallen?
All right, we're here with Coach Keeler. Coach, I was sitting by the bench and I heard you say, you want to set picks to slow down the press a little bit. And I heard you talking about defense. Are those some of the emphasis that you're going to go into for the second half here?
Yeah. Well, they're a great shooting team, and they've been kicking our butt. So we need to play a little better defense on those perimeter shots.
All right, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Wallen. We appreciate that. We'll be back with the second half. You're watching Michigan's high school basketball tournament on LSPN. Your home for Lenawee Sports.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
Why do you not get me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
And welcome back for the start of the second half. We're about 5 seconds away from getting this sucker rolling. And the Morenci faithful out in force tonight. They might be rivaling Onsted's student section there, Brian.
Well, we're all for the same team right now as we're in Lenawee County, so you can feel some really positive energy from this Morenci crowd. Hopefully they can push them to the end.
A very diplomatic answer. We are outnumbered right now, so we should probably be nice to them anyways. But we've seen both the student sections are going nuts, and more or less the two towns showed up tonight. And it's great to see that for Wyoming's fans. They're a little shorter drive for them. We'll start off the second half. Morenci's got the ball, and Sandusky's up top with Cuevas on him. Sandusky with Thomas fronting. Rolls around, pulls up jumper off the rim a little bit. Not strong enough, and Sherrod with the rebound. Kind of a weird sort of high dribble for him as well. O'Toole's got that wrap on his left hand. It hasn't affected his shot too much. He's still knocked down a couple threes already today. Sandusky's on him. Marilat comes out for the switch. And O'Toole with the three. Marilat doing a great job of not getting into the body and not drawing the foul.
That's the thing with Morenci. They have 4 players that can guard O'Toole, so.
Three-pointer on the way from Black and a little too strong, and the first 2 shots from Morenci have been a little short and a little long. Cuevas trying to drive the lane. That was a foul. Bobby Black, at least he did what coaches, I'm guessing, told you, Brian. He didn't let him make the shot.
Yeah, especially, he doesn't have a foul. That's his first foul, so.
Now, have you ever been in that situation, Brian, where you've got a guy driving and you mean to foul him and you foul him and he still makes the shot?
Yeah, but, you got to make him earn it at the line.
What does Coach say about that?
He says, as long as you're not in foul trouble, you get 5 of them, might as well use them.
There you go, right? And we're trying to make good use of it for Morenci. First one off the mark, and Cuevas with the second. Lane violation, it goes down, so it doesn't matter. Another point for Cuevas. That's actually his first point of the night. Morenci bringing the ball back up 4. Minute gone here in the second half. Stover up top. Sandusky pulls up for 3. Oh, in and out. But Marilat with the rebound, and he wasn't watching. He got his pocket picked by Rosendahl. Rosendahl trying to take it all the way. Gives it off to Cuevas, who gets the 2. And
Rosendahl
4 points.
Put on the brakes on Sandusky with a nice assist.
Very nice assist. 4 points for Tri-Unity Christian to start off this, or 3 points rather, to start off this half. Thomas in the lane, misses a shot, no foul. The defenders have a chance to tie as they come down here. First time in a long time that they'll have a tie in this game. O'Toole with Sandusky on him right in front of us. Sandusky keeping it close, so he'll hand off to Cuevas. Cuevas has got Black on him. Cuevas back over to Otule. Otule trying to do a give and go. It doesn't work out. And so Sherrod's just stuck up top with the ball. But Otule gets free, shoots the three, off the mark. And Marilat with another big rebound for Morenci.
And you notice Osentowski didn't start the second half for the defenders.
With those extra fouls, they don't want to get him his fourth anytime soon if they can help it. And so far, it's worked out all right for him. Morenci still looking for their first points of the second half. Sandusky with the ball in the corner. Cuevas is on him and hounding him. Marilat underneath, passes it all the way over to wide open Thomas. Can't get it to go. Putback isn't there. But the rebound underneath, Marilat can't hang on. And pushing back up the other way is Braden Sherrod, and there's a foul by Sandusky. No basket. It was on the floor. Sandusky will be called for the foul. And whatever Coach Keeler said in the halftime break seems to be working out for the defenders right now.
Got them going. He got them playing at a high level. Morenci's got it. They're matching it, but the shots just aren't falling like in the first half.
Defender ball. Cuevas inbounding underneath to Christensen, who tries to turn around, gets pushed back a little bit. No call and no bucket. So Morenci doing a great job down low still tonight. Sandusky brings it across the timeline. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Gives it over to Stover. Stover to Thomas up top. In the corner to Black. Black tried to get it down low, but no good for Marilat. Boris Sherrod with the ball. Sherrod gets it knocked away. Beautiful recovery by Bobby Black, and Sandusky back up the other way. 2 points.
Sandusky with the crossover and the nice finish. That's a big-time finish.
Sandusky took that ball coast to coast. Runs into a bit of traffic there. Beautiful bit of passing for the defenders. Three-pointer in the corner doesn't go. Otule falling down, trying to grab the rebound. Thomas pushing it up. Black settling at the three-point line and letting Morenci reset their defense. And we see right in front of us Chris Osentowski about to come back into the game for the defenders. They don't want this game to get out of the way. Sandusky into the corner to Black. Black, head fake, goes inside, loses the ball. Gets it back.
Little confusion on the Morenci side right now.
Thomas driving the lane, kicks it over to Marilat, and Marilat was not ready for it.
Morenci right out of the gate has 3 quick turnovers.
Making the extra pass is usually what you want to hear, but not when the guy's not ready for it.
There's an extra pass, and then there's a pass doing too much. Rather take a shot.
I think Thomas saw 3 bodies down there and decided not to try to drive in the lane and get a charge. Cuevas bringing the ball up against that full court pressure. Thomas on him. He'll get it across the half-court line, gets it back. Sets up the offense. So Otule calling for it. He wants to set up the offense, so Sandusky comes out on him. 4-1 right now for the defenders. Otule gets it to Osentowski. Over in the corner, open shot for Cuevas. Strange setup, but he gets it. Osentowski bumps in the lane, doesn't make it. Putback doesn't go. Osentowski, that's 4 missed shots in there for the defenders.
They're getting the rebounds, though.
I was about to say, you want to see some more defensive rebounds.
Yeah.
Thomas gives it back off to Sandusky, who tries to drive in, sees the tall boy there, decides not to. Thomas fakes the 3, gets caught. Over in the corner. Borton with the ball, looking for somewhere to go, but he gets it to Marilat. Sandusky will reset him. Wow, you see Borton just wants to take that 3, but he hasn't had quite enough space yet.
He's definitely looking for it.
Alex Thomas settling things down. They're going to run a play now. Borton on the wing, gets it to Sandusky. Sandusky passing it all the way around. Thomas kicks it out. There's a little space finally, and it pays off for Tucker Stover, his second 3 of the night.
Tucker Stover?
And a timeout for Wyoming Tri-Unity
Where did this kid come from?
Because they did exactly what their coach told them not to. They let somebody get open on a 3.
He just leaked out, and nobody checked out on him. Stover's lighting it up.
How hard? We'll tell you what, we will see if we can listen in on what these coaches are telling their players right now in the timeout.
That's the shot! And we make those all year long. In practice, in games, we make those. Insist on getting those.
Okay, Brian, what is the hardest part when you look at a defense that's got to stay set for 25-plus seconds? What's the hardest part about continuing to stay with a player the whole time?
Communication with your other teammates is the big part. You can't have breakdowns, and if someone breaks you down, you got to switch. It's all about communication.
And it seems like they communicated all right, but they missed that last switch. Because Morenci, I mean, they probably closed down on about 6 or 7 different Morenci shooters, but Stover managed to get free on that last one.
But that's what happens when you run good offense. You keep on running it, so your defense is going to break down eventually.
A little bit of confusion for Tri-Unity. Sherrod's kind of got his hands up like, what's going on, coach? What am I doing? Setting up that full court press again. Thomas on Sherrod as he brings it across the half-court line. That's about the only time clock there is. You got to get 10 seconds to get it across the half-court line. O'Toole setting up the offense, and he's got Bladen Mellon on him. Mellon moving his feet. Sherrod down low, crashes through the lane, put back Ostentowski, and there's a tumble underneath as Ostentowski gets just taken out by Hunter Borton.
Well, that's why you got to box out. Ostentowski's playing like the big man right now.
And again, with a guy that's that tall, you need to get inside on him to begin with. You can't come around him after the fact. Time to see if the big man can hit free throws. And he can. First one down from Ostentowski. Only 6 points for him so far tonight. Ostentowski second on the way and down.
Free throw percentage big.
So that'll be 8 for him tonight, rather. Morenci bring the ball up. Thomas to Marilat standing outside. Not really a threat to shoot from there, but guess who is? Bladen Mellon knocking down the three. Can everybody on that team hit threes?
I guess so. Bladen Mellon is coming off the bench strong, hit a big three.
I think everybody on this team can shoot threes. Oh, and a poke away. Nice quick hands from Sandusky. Beautiful follow there by Alex Thomas. And that full court defense is working. Another timeout for Tri-Unity Christian. It's pretty clear that whatever they talked about in that last timeout is not happening. Well, we'll try to figure out what's going on as we take a break and let the players do the same. You are watching Michigan's high school basketball tournament on LSPN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
You know what I think? I think you forgot to lock your door. A lot of people do that. They forget. That's too bad because all crime needs is a chance. Don't give it the chance. It's my job to teach you to protect yourselves. Make it your job to learn. Write to box 6600, Rockville, Maryland. Oh, and one more thing. Lock your door and take a bite out of crime.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
Class D quarterfinals, 1:36 left in the third quarter, 41-31 in favor of the Morenci Bulldogs. Dan Ebsen alongside Onstead senior Brian Freiberger knows a thing or two about a game like this. Brian, 10-2 run for Morenci. What can Tri-Unity do to stop that and get back in this game?
Tri-Unity's got to run good. Tri-Unity's got to execute on offense. And they have to shut down on defense, not leaving shooters wide open, as Morenci's just been killing them the whole game on three-pointers.
When Cuevas knocked down a three, they leaned off him just long enough, and he's got that awkward shot. If you give him enough space, he's going to make it. But back down the other way, the transition defense didn't work out as the defender's not able to set up, and Bladen Mellon with another two-pointer inside. Full court pressure again from Morenci. Sandusky and Marilat both on him. Sherrod lost the ball, but it's still going to be
That's not a spot where you want the ball right in these corners. Morenci's looking to trap.
Well, and that's the thing. You see players, I don't know if you've ever noticed this when you've been playing a game, when you got the trap, guys get across the half-court line, they just stop. Like they think, okay, I've made this accomplishment, so we're good now. And then all of a sudden they're trapped.
Well, see, that's what coaches try to do. You try to make them cross that half-court line right in the corner of and use that backcourt violation as a friend. Sometimes you'll get that.
Right now, they're trying to use height as their friends to go inside to Ostentowski. Quick hands inside, though, by Hunter Borton as he gets the steal. And the grinder for Morenci comes up with a big play for the Bulldogs. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Might see Morenci kind of hang on to try to take the last shot here. We'll see what happens, what Coach Bauer tells him to do. Sandusky hanging out outside with Cuevas on him. Just about breaking his ankles right there. Sandusky's so quick. He's a two-time state champ in the 400 meter, which I think he can probably run 2 400s in the time I can run one. Sandusky kicking back with Borton inside. Marilat tries to drive, gets the foul underneath. He'll take a couple free throws, and Braden Sherrod cannot believe it. He's still standing up there like, did I really get called for that?
What'd you say? Sorry about that.
I'd say Sherrod underneath there, still wondering how he got called for that.
Oh, yeah. That was clearly a foul. Marilat's having himself a game.
He's having a game everywhere except at the free throw line. He's 0 for 3 so far tonight. That one's just a little bit off. And the look on Kristaps Antowski's face as he came out says everything, as he's just shaking his head about what's been going on with his defenders. Marilat's second free throw on the way.
Short.
Way short. Overcorrecting.
That's a shot he's going to want to forget.
And he just needs to stop thinking about the free throws too much. He's in his own head a little bit. 5 seconds left. See what they can do here. Otule trying to get across the half-court line. He's going to throw it up. A little off the mark. He had the distance right, just not the aim. And we are through 3 quarters. The lead has been extended for the Bulldogs. We'll come back for the fourth. 34 points for the defenders, 43 for Morenci. You're watching Michigan's high school basketball tournament on LSPN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
Today, 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic.
That means many of the future doctors who will care for us, the engineers who will build our cities, the scientists and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids.
We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why we want you to know you are not alone.
And every day more people support you to make it happen. Many support you. And the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education.
HSF.net.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
I'm a little nervous for our cameraman Paul over there. The Morenci fans absolutely jacked right now, getting up in his face, waiting to see their Bulldogs get up in the face of the defenders, and we haven't been able to figure it out. The last time Morenci was in the quarterfinals was 1954. We don't know from records back that far whether or not they made it to the semis. We know they didn't make it to the finals, so this could be uncharted territory for the Bulldogs as Otule gets a bucket underneath.
That's their parents'
Exactly. Be careful, though. We don't want to offend any of our older viewers.
Oh, yeah.
Alex Thomas with the ball, trying to find somewhere to go with it. Three-pointer on the way from Mellon, in and out. And Marilat a little bit too forceful for that rebound. You got to love it when one guy can knock over 2 others.
Marilat's just going harder at the ball than Tri-Unity right now.
I think that's about the only speed he knows is bulldozer. Tri-Unity will be set up in that full-court press against Morenci, trying to move it up. And Cuevas doesn't get it to the corner. He does not get it across the timeline, so he'll have to work harder. Underneath, and an up and in, and a little bit of a breakdown there for Morenci as Colin Rosendahl broke through that press.
With the acrobatic finish.
All of a sudden, that lead is down to 5 for Morenci. In the corner, another 3 on the way. Mellon missed it, gets his own rebound. Three-pointer from Sandusky, down! And Austin Sandusky getting back on track. He's got 7 tonight.
Second chance points.
Those offensive rebounds have been helping both teams, but Morenci's been taking a little more advantage of them so far. Otule up top, gets a screen. He's going to take a 3, too strong. That's not the response that the Tri-Unity was looking for.
Morenci's got all the momentum right now.
And Sandusky kind of content to slow it down a little bit. 7-point lead. Sandusky driving the lane. Tons of lift off the 5'6" little man as he got up above everybody, including 6'7" Kristaps Antowski.
The little man coming up big. That's why he's the leading scorer on this team.
And Sandusky just took it. I mean, they haven't driven the lane too much today, but boy, he looked good in that one. Otule trying to go back the other way. Could have been a travel, they didn't call. Thomas tight on Rosenthal, and now they're going to reset the offense. Foul underneath. It looks like Alice Thomas. Oh, sorry, no, it won't be Alex Thomas. That one will be on Bladen Mellon. That looks like his first foul of the day. So they'll swap him out for Tucker Stover. On the inbounds for the defenders, Christensen gets it, leans into the lane, and gets 2. 8-point Morenci lead, just under 6 minutes to go in this game. The winner gets to go to the Breslin, probably against Waterford Our Lady. It'll be a tough matchup. Just can't think about that one just yet. Timeout from Coach Bauer. It took him a minute to get the ref's attention, but I think the ref might have thought he was yelling at him. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the ref's just doing his job, but you got to hear in the back of your ear.
What do you think Coach Bauer's talking to him about right now in the huddle? He is animated. He's intense. What would you be saying if you were Morenci's coach right now?
Just relax. Slow the pace of the game down, and get a good shot every possession. You can't have any wasted possessions at this point in the game.
And again, when you're at this point, I mean, you never want to start trying to change the way you play, but maybe now you're starting to look at that the clock is kind of on our side. You're up 8. You got 6 minutes left. It's still way too early to be thinking too far ahead. But like you said, every time that they can get a quality shot, that gives them a better chance of at least keeping the lead, if not extending it. And the longer they take on their offensive possessions, the less time that gives Tri-Unity.
And it looks like Tri-Unity is getting worn down on defense. So long possessions is key for Morenci.
You see what Thomas can do. He inbounds it to Black. Black to Sandusky. Over to Stover, who just came in, and he came off the bench. He's not cold.
Nobody even went on him. He was wide open.
Much space.
It looks like he was in the field.
Sandusky helping out the ref there, jumping up and grabbing the net that was caught up from Stover's 3rd three-pointer of the night. He's got 9. And if you're Tri-Unity, I mean, there's no, you look at some teams, even in the NBA, maybe you're hiding a bad shooter, so you can sag off him. But there's nobody on Morenci's team that you can leave open.
Yeah, well, that's part of the tournament. You got to have people that haven't been doing it step up.
And O'Toole with Sandusky in his pocket gives it off to Cuevas. Cuevas trying to find somewhere inside to go with it. Instead,
right
gives
now,
it to Sherrod.
Right now, Morenci has almost 4 players all in double digits.
What do we call in? And that's a blocking foul. And Thomas came out on Rosendahl, got a little bit too close to him, allowed him to drive around, and that created the foul on Bobby Black. Black didn't quite get set in time. Now, you're kind of a post guy, Brian. How many times have you been called for a block when it's actually been a block and not a charge?
A few times, but I don't know. It's more of like when you're battling for post position.
They should be calling more charges on you.
Yeah.
Defenders reset their offense. 5 minutes left in this one. O'Toole with the ball. Closer to the half-court line than the three-point line right now with Sandusky on him. Cuevas has got the ball now with Thomas trying to knock it away. Sherrod still outside of the three-point line. Step back for Rosenthal. He's got all kinds of players. The defense has been tight tonight for Morenci. Cuevas trying to reset the offense, giving it over to O'Toole. And the Morenci fans cheering for their defense has been playing strong for the last 30 seconds. O'Toole underneath. Christensen can't hang on to it. He's got to kick it back out. Rosenthal trying to drive inside. And that's got to be a travel. I'm not sure how many steps he took, but I don't think that's allowed.
It's a big defensive stop by the Bulldogs.
And what we were talking about in that timeout, they stayed with every shooter all the way. They didn't allow anybody to really get open for more than a split second and didn't give them a chance to take a shot.
And this crowd's going crazy.
Morenci, I tell you what, they get up for games. And I think the drive to the Breslin might almost be shorter than the drive tonight. So hopefully they can get a huge crowd out for Thursday if they can hang on here. 11-point lead.
Still a lot of time left. Still a lot of time left. 11 points, but
this is where we see what they're made of. Alex inside, kicks it back out to Marilat. Moving it around the wing. Still nothing inside the three-point line. Thomas again with it, gives it over. First shot of the day finally for Borton, but he's a little short. Marilat knocks the ball out of bounds. Almost knocking out our friends from WLEN with that tap out of bounds. Tri-Unity basketball. O'Toole with the ball with Sandusky putting the pressure on him the whole game like he has been. Runs into the screen from Sherrod, and that allows the defense to sag in. Missed shot underneath. It's going the other way. Marilat selling the foul.
That's his 5th foul, right?
And that's 4 on big man.
Oh, 4th foul.
4 fouls on Ostentowski, though. 1 more, and he is done, and he has got to be frustrated with his performance so far tonight. 8 points, 4 fouls.
Well, the Morenci defense just been destroying all defender defense. Defender offense the whole night. Willie O'Toole hasn't been able to get in the action too much, and they've been keeping Chris Ostentowski at bay.
And it does seem like there's a little bit of confusion all the way around for the defenders, as they're not quite sure who they're playing on defense right now. Austin Sandusky's got to be sizing up his matchup right now on Jared Blaukamp, the freshman, thinking he's got a chance to exploit that. Marilat trying to drive the lane, loses his footing, gets the ball back, gets blocked, but not before a foul, and that one will be on O'Toole.
Yeah, like you said, Sandusky's actually the bigger person in this matchup he's got right now. He doesn't really see that often.
That doesn't happen very often for him, I don't think. They list Blaukamp at 5'7", but I'm going to say that's a bit generous. Torin Marilat shooting free throws again, and we'll see if he can make one this time. And still 0 for the line for Torin Marilat. That might be a strategy for Tri-Unity down the stretch, maybe trying to foul the big guy since he has missed 5 free throws so far tonight. And once you start missing free throws, Brian, does that get in your head a little bit?
It does get in your head because it's hard to, just got to be like, but you just got to keep on thinking, just make one.
Well, I'm glad he got that one down. First free throw of the day for Marilat. He's got 15 tonight. Unexpected star for them. And they're going to call a little bit of a travel there as he double clutched on the ball in the corner. The freshman couldn't hang on to the pass.
And another turnover by the defenders. That's been the story all night.
Yeah, you don't win the ball game when you don't hang on to the ball. Morenci slowing things down, just over 3 minutes left. 12-point lead for the Bulldogs. Maybe starting to sense that things are going their way. Sandusky choosing not to abuse the freshman just yet. Marilat swings it around to Stover. Stover gives it back out to Marilat outside. Sandusky into the corner to Thomas. Back to Sandusky. I'd like to see him try to drive on him just to see what happens. And there it is. He kicks it back out. Three-pointer on the way and just a little off the mark. But the rebound grabbed. Marilat with another putback. Tries to grab the second rebound. Bodies are flying down low. Defender basketball. Blaukamp bringing it up the floor. Easy 2 for Ostentowski, and he missed it. That's 5 fouls on the big man. Ostentowski just fouled out of the game with a angry foul. That was not a smart play by the big guy.
Not a smart play. He needs to finish those buckets right there. That's just the kind of night Tri-Unity's been having with this Morenci stingy defense.
And that'll be the night for Chris Ostentowski. He's averaged 11 points a game. He's been upwards of 19, 20 in some of their games, but he fouls out with only 8 points and just could never get it going. Even on that last bunny, he just put a little too strong. It's like he was a little bit out of sorts the whole way through.
Now you're Morenci with 2:32 left in the quarterfinal game. You still got to take care of business because anything can happen because it's basketball. But
exactly. Well, I tell you what, it's a 12-point game, 2:32 left on the clock. We'll be right back to finish this one off for you. You're watching Michigan's high school basketball tournament on LSPN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
The bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, and what do you think he saw? What do you think he saw? What do you think he saw? The bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, and what do you think he saw?
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Welcome back for what should hopefully be an exciting last 2 minutes of this ball game. Brian, what's Morenci thinking about right now?
They're thinking about they got to finish this game right now, but the Breslin, and I could only imagine what these kids are feeling right now. The Breslin Center.
And that was the goal they've been saying all year, get to the Breslin, so hopefully they can do more than just get there. We'll see what happens. Tri-Unity getting some pressure defense now that they know that they're running out of opportunities. Black with the ball, gives it over to Thomas as they're coming in, and that's going to be a foul outside on Javi Cuevas. And Javi with that foul, that's only the 5th, so it's still going to be an inbounds on this one instead of shooting foul shots just yet. You're kind of at that point where you almost kind of have to foul. It'd be interesting to see if they try to foul Marilat, who hasn't been shooting free throws well.
Yeah, desperation. 2:12 left.
Hearing the shouts from the fans behind us, and they are just pushing for their dogs to play smart and hang on to the ball here for the last 2 minutes.
Oh, they're into it. They're into it.
Inbound to Sandusky. He's got O'Toole on him. Merlat setting a pick. Gets the ball back from Sandusky.
That's the guy that defender should foul, number 3.
Thomas with the
Watch
ball
the
up
push
top.
off, Thomas.
Underneath, and Black just takes it back out. Doesn't want to force a shot right now. Not if you can keep running the clock. Thomas driving baseline and the foul. Exactly what Tri-Unity did not want. And you see that look of just frustration and exasperation on the face of Braden Sherrod underneath. Another foul on the Tri-Unity Christian
And Alex
defenders.
Thomas is having a game tonight. 15 points, just what they needed.
So far, I mean, hey, he's still at the line. He can add a few
still at
more,
the
right?
line.
That's one of the
got the
few misses
rebound.
he's had tonight, and the rebound comes right back to him. Thomas all the way across.
That was an athletic move.
Look at that. That was
Go
amazing.
Francis.
Sandusky staying on the right side of the timeline. And that's the kind of night it has been. Morenci having those little things go their way.
That's the difference between winning and losing in the tournament.
That's another foul on Sherrod. That'll be his 3rd. And that'll put Sandusky at the line. He'll be shooting a 1-and-1 right now. Sandusky, a good free throw shooter. Give him a chance to add to the 8 points he's got tonight. Sorry, 10. My math is a little off. Knocks down the first one. Sandusky at the line for his 2nd, and Tri-Unity can start feeling this game slipping away from him again. Sandusky makes it a 16-point lead for the Morenci Bulldogs. 1.5 minutes left, and Tri-Unity needs a bucket, and they need it in a hurry, Brian.
Tri-Unity needs something now and something big to happen.
And Sherrod delivers with 2, but they need more than that. Still a 14-point game. Press coming from Tri-Unity. And there's a call for a timeout because Coach Bauer saw that they were in a little bit of trouble. Well, Brian, I mean, what are you telling the kids again in the huddle right now? There's a minute 19 left. They're probably starting to think they've won this game.
Yeah, they started. I'm looking forward to see if Morenci's going to put in his subs in here in a couple more possessions. But Morenci just has to keep on the ball and keep everybody in front of him.
And Tri-Unity Christian, of course, being a Christian school, they're praying for a miracle right now because more or less anything else, you can come back from down 14 points, but can you do it in a minute 19?
Yeah.
That's the question right now. The clock is definitely against the defenders. And Tri-Unity, they've played tough schools all season, so they've seen this speed, they've seen this kind of defending, but it just seems like whatever game plan they came in with, they got thrown off.
Yeah, Morenci's just been more physical from the get-go, and like Tri-Unity has played Class A, Class B teams all season, and Morenci's just playing like a Class A, Class B team.
Definitely, and you look at the lineup for Tri-Unity coming back next year, there's a good chance you might see them again. They're really only graduating 3 players. The unfortunate part, we were talking to Coach Keeler before the game, is it's all their height. So they're going to have to figure out how to play 5 guards next year or something like that. Sandusky with the ball as he's getting hounded by Blockamp. And they got the turnover. Cuevas into the lane, and he loses the ball. That goes out of bounds. No foul call. Sandusky was not trying to go after the ball, so they didn't give him the foul. Cuevas tried to sell it, but the refs weren't buying.
Tri-Unity has a bright future with a great head coach like Coach Keeler himself. He's been coached for 29 seasons, has over 500 wins, and hopefully Tri-Unity will be getting back to that perennial powerhouse that they are.
Well, and they won the title 4 years ago. Morenci's talking about winning the title this year. Foul inside on Cuevas, and I think you can start warming up the bus. The Morenci faithful are looking forward to a party. I was told by some of the Morenci kids that there's going to be a police escort back into town when they win this game. So
the dream's still alive. You get to survive one more day and get a chance to go play a great stadium in the Breslin Center.
And that'll be a lot of fun because you look at some of the stadiums they've been playing in Class D cities, you're not really seeing more than maybe 1,000, maybe 2,000, if that, in a stadium. Well, the Breslin seats something like 20.
Yeah. And we got a beautiful facility here tonight at Lord Norrex, but the Breslin Center,
is it?
Yeah, not the same.
Thomas puts down the first of 2 free throws. And he has really stepped up his game. Between him, Marilat, and Sandusky, it's hard to pick a player of the game. But Alex Thomas, with his energy flying around, he's my player of the game.
He came up big, but Torin Marilat, they would not be in this position without him. He hit some big shots.
Both of those guys just showing up tonight for Morenci to get them to a place they haven't been in who knows how long. Blockham misses the bunny. Another easy, close shot missed by Tri-Unity. And it's all over but the clock right now. This game is basically wrapped up. 52 seconds left on the clock.
Morenci's going in uncharted waters, but hey, it feels good.
Tell you what, if you're down at the end of a game, would you prefer, Brian, to be up 16 or up 2 with a minute left?
Definitely up 16.
So I think Morenci's
a little less stress.
Morenci's definitely a little less stressed, and like I said, we'll try to track down when the last time was that Morenci made the semifinals for a game.
And it looks like Tri-Unity's empty in the bench.
What's going to happen to them in the future, as they are going to go up against a perennial powerhouse in the next game. Most likely Orchard Lake St. Mary's. We don't know. That game is going on right now as well. But Orchard Lake hasn't lost yet this year. And they are a place that may or may not encourage students to attend who may or may not be in that region. I guess is a nice way of putting they may be finding some players from outside of their school district. Morenci, though, homegrown kids taking things to East Lansing.
That's great to see when you have students and athletes that just come from the same town all their life playing basketball, and they finally get to the Breslin Center is a huge accomplishment.
And they're still fighting right now. They're up 16. The game's basically over. There's 36 seconds left, and they're still competing. They're still banging up against all of the backups for Wyoming right now. Jacob Haynes into the game. Ryan Hoogensten in for the game. So really, it's empty the bench time. So at least the kids for Tri-Unity can sit back and say, hey, we got to play in a quarterfinal game. Haynes hits the first free throw. He only averages about 1.2 a game, so he's got a chance to double his average here with a second free throw. Doesn't see a whole lot of ticking. He's one of those 3 tall seniors that they've got. They got 3 seniors, and they're all over 6'4". He hits one free throw. That ball's out of bounds. It'll still be Tri-Unity's basketball. 15-point lead. Morenci just needs to play tight, and I'm sure that's probably what coach is telling him in the breaks is don't let up.
Don't foul. They don't want to foul, though.
Three-pointer on the way, in and out, and a rebound for Isaiah Pruitt, who hasn't gotten a whole lot of playing time tonight.
It looks like Morenci's just going to hold it here.
And Hunter Morton bringing the ball up. We'll see whether or not they're going to tell him to foul. They might just let the game go at this point. It's basically over with right now. Morton gives it off to Stover. Stover is pinned down to Pruitt. They did tip the ball in there, but Thomas able to stay on it. The defenders still fighting with 5.8 seconds left, but Morenci, they're going to the semifinals at the Breslin with 5.8 seconds left. Thomas, all he needs to do now is just get the ball inbounded once he ties his shoe or his ankle braces.
The defenders just need to let the ball go and just have him.
And why not get in a quick little bucket?
Why
Might as well work on those inbounds plays. Bobby Black, I think that's his first points of the night. And the Morenci Bulldogs win the quarterfinal game. The first time they've been there in 61 years. They get the win this year. Morenci is going to the Breslin Center.
Great game today. Great game.
And we get a chance to see the players. Tri-Unity Christian, they put everything out there tonight. The shots just didn't drop for them. The game didn't quite go their way. But Morenci, like you said, after about the 4-minute mark in the first quarter, they really took over for the rest of the game.
And that's what they had to do. They couldn't let this team hang around.
Very gracious from Tri-Unity Christian. None of those players look, they're sad, but they're not angry.
And Morenci just did something that nobody's done in a long, long time in Morenci.
And pretty crazy to see that. Look at the contributions tonight. Torin Marilat had a great game. He came up with 15 big points that I don't think they were necessarily relying upon. Austin Sandusky came up with 15. Alex Thomas with a big couple points right there as well. And a big couple points, big 17, 18 points for him. And the game, it went well for him. He was all over the place. He was in the lane. He was driving. He was outside. He was inside. great game from several key contributors for Morenci.
It was a team contribution, and that's what the tournament's about. You got to have.
And right now, Wallen is going to be setting up with a couple players. He's got a couple different people over there, and he's going to get a chance to talk with Coach Jim Bauer. He's got Alex Thomas. He's got Torin Marilat. And Austin Wallen, what can you tell us about these three very happy Morenci Bulldogs?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Coach Jim Bauer. With Coach Jim Bauer.
It's all right.
Yep. And it's a great win. I'm excited. I know you guys are excited. At the end of the half, you told me that you guys knew what you needed to do. You knew how they played, but you didn't tell me that you had to close, and that's what you guys did in the second half. What did you do? To adjust to get ready to go.
The guys did it, first of all. And at halftime, we just talked about to finish the game, we just have to do what we talked about coming into the game, just the little things. And we talked about especially not dribbling too much and passing the ball to teammates. And these guys, they did. It was just a team effort where guys were moving, passing, screening, coming to meet the pass, and whoever was the recipient of the open shot took it. And that's what these guys do. They play together.
Congratulations again.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys. You guys came out here, you got the job done. Alex, you got some swag to you, man. and seeing you out there, man, it reminded me of when I was back in the day. What were you feeling out there, man? Tell me what you feeling.
I don't want to be like cocky, but I almost felt unstoppable. But I couldn't have done it without the team. Obviously, we were moving the ball. They were getting me open looks and open shots, and they just happened to fall.
And Torin, man, you played great defense. You got some points up there. What was going through your mind, with the seconds counting down? What was going through your mind?
It's finally here. We worked so hard in the offseason to put ourselves in this position.
So, I know you guys got another game coming up. What's the mentality that you guys are going to have going into this next game?
Win and move on.
Win and move on.
All right, congratulations, guys. Enjoy your win. All right, back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Wallen. We appreciate that. You try to see if you can get your way out of that mess of happy Bulldogs. And we were talking to a couple of Bulldog faithful. You're talking to the coach and players. First time Morenci has ever made the semifinals, so we'll look forward to them at the Breslin. We'll let you know how they do. So we're headed to our post-game show. You're watching the Michigan Basketball Tournament with LSPN, your home for Lenawee sports.
Okay, Simon, what do people wear?
Clothes.
That's right, so it's important to learn how to dress yourself. Here's how it's done. Shirt, underwear, pants, socks, shoes. Underwear, always first, name tag on the back. Then pants and shirt. Go ahead and put this on. Now with the shirt, you want to make sure the first button's right or you have to start all over again, okay? Socks left on left, right on right. Tying the shoes, we're going to take the laces, we're going to cross them over, we're going to turn around where the bunny goes down in the hole, pull it tight, and bunny ears. Got it?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Welcome to our post-game show here on LSPN. Dan Amshin alongside Brian Freiberger and Brian. Morenci, uncharted territory, the first time, from what we understand, in school history that they make the semifinals.
This is crazy. It's historic for Morenci and everybody that's been around there. To original championship since 1956. Nobody remembers that. And that's something that a lot of people is going to remember for a very, very long time.
And I'm pretty sure one of the people we asked for Morenci was around in 1954, so he'd probably tell us if we were wrong. But Morenci tonight, what did they do, Brian, to control this game?
Right from the get-go, well, after about the first 4 minutes into the ball game, they just started to have suffocating defense and started hitting a lot of shots, and they found themselves winning this ball game.
and that's probably a recipe for success all the way through the semifinals, finals, if they can get that far. What do you think Coach is going to be talking to these guys about to get them mentally prepared? Because they're on a high right now, but they've got another game on Thursday.
Yeah, well, I mean, you made it this far, you better be focused. I mean, you don't need any reason to get up. You're playing in the Breslin Center, so just have a fun experience, and, you know, anything can happen, so.
Now, on the flip side of anything can happen, for Tri-Unity, Christian, they played with a lot of heart out there tonight, but it felt like they were a little bit off the whole night. What do you think contributed to that, and what did they need to do differently?
The defenders that were playing on Otule and Chris Osentego.
Osentowski, yeah, it's a heck of a name.
Yeah.
It's a heck of a name.
You know, they just played great defense, got physical with the team that didn't look to be that physical, and, you know, they just played their hearts out.
And you being a physical player down low too for Onstead, does the physical play sometimes start messing with the mental side of things?
Yeah, it's definitely mental and it's physical, because you're going 32 minutes of this team playing hard defense on you. You're going to wear down.
And Osentowski never really got a chance to get in rhythm with foul trouble, and it just seemed like maybe Otule was a little bit thrown off by Austin Sandusky. Maybe he's used to being able to blow by people, but couldn't do it tonight.
Yeah, when you get this far in the tournament, the speed, and it's just the little things that matter, and Tri-Unity didn't do the little things as they had lots of turnovers. They didn't hit some free throws, you know, but Morenci just did their job tonight.
Now, when you don't do the little things, you don't usually win ball games. So our little things that we've got are Wallen, and we'll probably be talking to him when we come back in just a little bit. You're watching the Michigan High School Basketball Tournament on LSPN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
I'm Woodsy Owl, and I'm here to tell you about a dirty word, pollution.
Help Woodsy spread the word. Never be a dirty bird.
Hoo-hoo. Don't paint or write off buildings. That's pollution.
Give a hoot. Don't pollute. Never be a dirty bird.
Hoo-hoo. Turn your radio down. That's noise pollution.
In the city or in the woods, help keep America looking good.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year, 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 68. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
All right, welcome back. We're joined by the third member of our team, Wallen, Augustine, and Wallen. You were kind of down in there. You were listening to the coaches that we couldn't hear. What did you hear that really stood out to you from these coaches tonight, and what made a difference for the teams?
Well, Coach Keeler wanted to emphasize on defense. They weren't pressuring the shooters, and Morenci's a great shooting team. They can put it down. You saw that today. They weren't getting out there putting pressure on them, and then they adjusted with the press defense, the full court press they had, and the trapping by setting picks. But at the end of the day, they needed to pressure the shooters, make them drive, turn to something else. But Morenci just took advantage of what was going on, and they knew what they were doing. At halftime, coaches talked about how 11 and 2 like to go to the right, make them go left. So it just felt like they were more prepared and they executed.
All right, Wallen, so 1956 since the last regional championship for Morenci. What do you think these kids in this town is thinking right now for this big accomplishment?
I mean, it's huge. In high school, we won our district for the first time in like 10 years, and that's not even close to 1950. And it was a big thing around town, and it just lifts up the momentum and the spirit of everybody in the town, and it's a thing that you'll hold dear to heart forever.
61 years since the Morenci Bulldogs were even this far. First time in school history that they've made the title game, and we all get to say we were here for that as well.
Absolutely.
We will be right back. You're watching the Michigan High School Basketball Tournament on LSPN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Welcome back to our post-game show. We've pulled somebody from behind the camera and gotten you out in front. And Miguel Gaitan, sports director here at LSPN. He's been the man who's helped create this whole program that we've had going on here. And since this is our last basketball game, because Fox Sports Detroit takes over for the semifinals and finals. For
Big boys got to take it from there.
It's okay. We'll gladly take it for them if they ever want to leave it for us.
That's right.
Miguel, you kind of came into working with LISD TV and sort of brought this whole program. I mean, we talked about doing sports, we've done some small-scale stuff, but you kind of brought this up and made it something big.
You know what? I can't be more proud of all of our crew, and of course their parents too. And parents, I want to thank you so much for allowing your kids on a Tuesday night and a Friday night, on Tuesday night especially when it's a school night, for allowing them to come to Chelsea, Addison, Clinton, Morenci, you name it, we've been there. And so thank you again for allowing your students to come out here and to experience what a live sports broadcast has to offer, especially more in the career. They're getting great experience right now, almost to the point where this is our last basketball game. I wanted to see them grow. They have grown to the fact that they could go to a post-production shop or to a sports broadcasting shop and say, hey, I've got experience. What do you guys need me to do?
Exactly.
And I just can't be proud of these students. I really can't be. More proud. Thank you so much.
He is proud. He's a proud papa right now of all these kids.
I'm a proud man.
And we've seen that growth. We've seen, if you watch our first game, you don't have to, but you see the growth that we've had with everyone getting better with cameras, everyone getting better on camera, and just all the way across the board. We thank our students who get the chance to experience this. And this is an open opportunity. We're putting the call out right now to anyone in Lenawee County that's a high school student at any of the high schools, whether it be Lenawee Christian or Onstead or everybody else we're going to forget. So anywhere on the map, if you're in Lenawee County, we would love to have you come help out with us, whether you want to be on camera or behind the camera. We will gladly teach you what you don't know yet and gladly use the talents that you've got.
That's right. And if you want to get a hold of us, we'll put it down at the bottom of the screen. LISD TV at, what is it? LISD TV at LISD.us. There's 2 LISDs in there, but like I said, it'll be on the bottom of the screen. Give us a shout on the email. If you're interested, we'd be more than happy to have you come out. We'll teach you the ropes. I don't know. It's just, I just wanted to come out here and just say how proud I am of these kids. Really, they have shown so much growth from the first game, like you were saying. It was a 4-man thing. It was Dan and myself on camera, and Jaron Seal and Ethan Kosmina on the play-by-play and the color. That was it. Tonight, we have a crew of 8 to 10 students right now, and from going from 2 to 8, it's just been a great season all around. So
it's been a lot of fun. We went uphill both ways, bloody feet in the snow, but we've had a lot of help from everybody that's been involved with this program. We really appreciate everybody's involvement all the way around.
That's right.
So for the entire LSPN crew, Jacob Bates, Jaime Burnell, Duncan Kuykendall, Eric Hines, Alex Zoltowski, Jair Otero, Connor Whitehead, Riley Gouts, Drakkar Bunce, Erica Schroll, Evan Norton, Ethan Kosmina, Jaron Seal, Samantha Kimmerling, Christian Wheeler, Durant Pape, Paul Mallory, Aaron Barnes, Wallen Augustin, Jesse Ramirez, Brian Freiberger, and Daniel Empson. I'm Miguel Gaitan saying thank you for allowing us into your homes this evening and this season. The Morenci Bulldogs are off to the Final Four. Congrats to the Bulldogs on a great season and good luck in Lansing. Stay tuned as LSPN is just getting started. The boys and girls of spring are back, and LSPN will be there. We're proud to announce we're covering baseball and softball this spring. Get connected to LISD TV on Facebook and Twitter for our coverage schedule. This has been a presentation of LSPN, your home for Lenawee sports.